Book 3, Lesson 2. Attract. Attract. Verb. To bring or draw closer. The large red flowers attracted both the hummingbird and Ming. Attractive. Say attractive. Attractive. Adjective. Pleasing to the eye or mind. The bakery window filled with pies, cakes, and cookies was so attractive that Jean and I entered the shop. Attraction. Say attraction. Attraction, noun, something that draws attention. One attraction Karen attends every September is the Chowder Festival near the dock.
Now, let's review word meaning. Yes or no? Going to Alaska is attractive to Harry because he likes cold weather. If you said yes, you are correct. A place is attractive if it has a feature that seems interesting or likable.
Crew. Crew. Noun. A group of people working together, especially one that runs an airplane or large vessel. The crew worked quickly to take down the sails on the boat before the storm hit.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Which of these might have a crew? A ship, or B, a car. If you said A, you are correct. A crew is a group of people who work together. You only need one person to drive a car, but you need a lot of people to sail a ship.
Dangle. Dangle. Verb. To hang loosely. Not yet ready to go in the pool, Ramona and Fernando sat by the edge and dangled their feet in the water.
Now, let's review word meaning. Yes or no? If you dangle a string in front of a cat, the cat will probably jump for it. If you said yes, you are correct. If you dangle a string, you hold it so it will swing and sway in front of the cat.
Drift. Drift. Noun. A pile of sand or snow created by moving air or water. The drifts of snow in the driveway mean that we will all have to help with the shoveling. Verb. To be carried along by moving air or water. Liz climbed onto the rubber raft and let herself drift along the river for a while.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. Kyle drifted down the river on A, a canoe, or B, a bicycle. If you said A, you are correct. Drift means to float or to let the flow of the water push you. A bicycle would sink in the water.
Event. Event. Noun. Something that happens, especially something important. The big event of the week for Sharon and Kurt was going to see Swan Lake with their aunt.
Now let's review word meaning. True or false? A computer is an event. If you said false, you are correct. An event is something important that takes place. A computer isn't an event, but buying a computer could be an event.
Launch. Launch. Noun. An open motorboat that is used for short distances. The launch carried our class across the bay to one of the islands for a picnic. Verb. Number 1. to put a boat or vessel in the water. Leon and Greta launched the canoe onto the pond and started to paddle toward the other side. Number 2. To get started or to make a move. Miss Pinsky and Mr. Miller launched the cleanup day by giving everyone a pair of thick work gloves and some large plastic bags.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? A space shuttle launches when it returns to Earth. If you said false, you are correct. Launch means to get started. A space shuttle launches when it blasts off and leaves Earth.
Opposite. Opposite. Adjective. Number 1. Very different from. It is difficult to believe Ruth and Emily are sisters because they are opposites in so many ways. Number 2. Facing or moving away from each other. After they got off the bus, Jorge and Janelle said goodbye and walked off in opposite directions.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? Yes and no are opposites. If you said true, you are correct. Yes and no mean completely different things.
Reverse. Reverse. Verb. To go backward or in the direction one just came from. We laughed when Daniel suddenly reversed direction by walking backwards. Noun. Back to front. One side of this coin shows a head, and the reverse side shows a building.
Now, let's review word meaning. Yes or no? Dana reversed the car because she had pulled too far forward. If you said yes, you are correct. If Dana pulled the car too far forward, she has to back up or reverse it.
Signal. Signal. Noun. An object, action, or sound that gives a message or a warning. Seeing the flashing red signal, Antonio told his brother they had to wait to cross the street. Verb. To do something that gives a message or warning. Jeff signaled the start of the race by dropping a white handkerchief.
Now, let's review word meaning. True or false? The man on the bicycle signaled so other cars would know that he was turning left. If you said true, you are correct. To signal is to give others a message or warning about what you are going to do.
Steer. Steer. Noun. A young bull. The herd of thirsty steers gathered around the water tank in the middle of the field. Verb. To steer is to guide the direction of. With her brother's help, Bonnie carefully steered her bicycle around his toys.
Now, let's review word meaning. Choose A or B. The pilot steered the plane in order to A. Control its direction, or B. Stop it. If you said A, you are correct. A pilot steers a plane to control where it is headed.
Next, let's move to today's story. Have you ever taken a ride in a hot air balloon? It is exciting and gives those aboard a chance to see the world in a new way. A good place to learn about the sport is New Mexico. Let us go there. We'll explore the Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta. Almost 1 million people come to Albuquerque each October to see this colorful event. It lasts 9 days. Over 1,000 balloons take part. That is a fifth of all the hot air balloons in the world. Balloonists are attracted to this part of New Mexico for a special reason. The pilot of a hot air balloon cannot steer it. It goes wherever the wind takes it. That is why most balloon trips end a long way from where they begin. In most places, a van with a crew of helpers follows the balloon. They keep it in view. When the balloon lands, the van is right there. It takes the passengers and the balloon back to the starting point. In Albuquerque, it is different. An unusual wind pattern occurs there. It is called the Albuquerque box. Winds from the Rio Grande Valley pass over Albuquerque as they move east toward the Sandia Mountains. But just a few hundred feet higher, a different wind blows toward the west. That makes Albuquerque a place where a round-trip balloon ride is possible. The ride begins when the balloon is filled with hot air from a gas burner. Soon it rises in the air. The basket dangles beneath the balloon. Several helpers hold the basket down. Then the passengers climb inside. There is room for just 3 people plus the pilot. When everything is ready, the pilot gives a signal to those on the ground. Let go. To the passengers, the balloon does not seem to be moving. The earth just looks like it is dropping away beneath them. The heat from the gas burner makes the balloon continue to rise. The burner is fixed in place above the basket. It blows hot air into the balloon through an opening at the bottom. When the balloon reaches the right height, the pilot turns down the gas burner. Passengers enjoy wonderful views in all directions. They see the houses and streets of Albuquerque the way a 1,000-foot giant would. Cars look like little toys. People seem no bigger than ants. They are surprised by how quiet the ride is. The air is perfectly still. The balloon just drifts with the wind. After about 30 minutes, it is time to reverse the direction of the balloon. The pilot turns up the heat. Again, the balloon rises. The wind at the higher level is blowing in the opposite direction. The balloon is now heading back toward Albuquerque. As it gets closer to the starting point, the pilot turns down the gas burner. The balloon sinks slowly. It lands with a gentle bump. The ride is over. The Albuquerque Balloon Fiesta is an exciting time even for those who stay on the ground. The high point is the launching of hundreds of balloons from Fiesta Park. The launch takes place in the space of an hour. The balloons come in many colors. They fill the whole sky. Some have unusual shapes. Visitors might see a cow, a teddy bear, or a pink dragon floating overhead. Balloonists are serious about their sport, but they also like to have fun. The end.